Hi guys, so in this part of the tutorial we are going to go over the screenshot section, which is basically covering things that you already know so far about Headway and how we've already set up things already. So there may be something new, there may not be anything new in this tutorial, but we're going to be learning about how to lay out, I guess, this area quite easily. So what we have here is a text block again, the sole sections block again, and what I'm thinking about doing is having this text kind of animating as well. So I'm going to use another sole sections block for this. And for this section I was thinking maybe using this tablet as a background and having this as a animation that sort of rolls in. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is head over to Headway, add a new wrapper. This one's going to be the screenshot gallery, so let's call this one screenshot gallery, and let's put in our text block. So we have screenshot gallery here, and we have our text here. And what I want to do is make sure that everything is semantic. So the screenshot would be H2 and the text underneath would be a H3, and we can center all of that there. Now let's call this text block screenshot header and OK it. Let's give a bit of room, and next we want to add this little features area here. So I'm going to add a sole sections block, and breakpoint and section settings. I'm going to add 3 of these subsections here. So let's add, well, I'm going to add 2, not 3. So the first image will be this one, and it's 279 pixels, and I'm going to add the other 2 as well. Let's use this one and this one, and I'm going to give them random effects. So one's going to fade in up from the left, that's the top one. The middle one is going to fade in up big, this one's going to fade in right. And let's put a 1 second duration on all of them. 1 second, and this is 1 second. So let's press save and have a look and see what that looks like in the browser. There we go, they're massive, we don't want them that big. So what we want to do is go back to the sole sections block and make sure that we change the above breakpoint to 279 pixels and the image area to 100%, and we want to do that with the below breakpoint as well. 279 pixels, 100%. Let's press save. If we refresh, it should now be much smaller. Yeah, exactly how we want it. Now let's head over to, what's the next section? This section here, which is the testimonial section. And what I want to do is I want to add another wrapper here. Let's make sure that we name this screenshot mobiles, and this wrapper at the bottom is going to be fluid. And what we want to do is add a text block here, and a sole sections block, and we want to add it in our content. So speaking of Cyclop will be the title, and I want this as a H3 tag. Cyclop is the most original, that would be the tagline. And that will be a H2. And Apps Magazine, paste that in there. And that will also be a H3. And we can give these effects as well, so fade in from the left, fade in left big, fade in left again. Change that to 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Give a bit of delay on this little one here. Okay, and above breakpoint I want this set as text content only, and the content I want that aligned to the left. When it gets to below the breakpoint, I want the text to be centered. So let's press save. Let's go here and refresh, scroll down, and our text comes in fine. Okay, now let's drop this down a bit. I'm going to add another block here. This will be the Soul Sections block for the mobile. I'm going to add the image, and that is 720 pixels. I want that to fade in or rotating down left, and that's going to take about 1 second to do that. Above breakpoint, 729 pixels. Make sure that's set at 100%, and it needs to align to the right. Yeah, and the same with the below breakpoint, so 100%, 720 pixels, and make sure this is image only. Press save. Let's go here and refresh. Okay, so did I set above breakpoint? Make sure we change that to image only as well. That's why we couldn't see the animation here. So let's resave. There we go. That's cool. Now what we can do is we need to make sure that when we tap on screenshots, it scrolls down to screenshots in the menu. So just like we did for the features section, if we scroll back up again, I think it was this block we added it to. Yeah, so here we have the A tag with an ID of features. We can copy that, go back to our Soul Sections block. Which one was it? Let's scroll right down to the bottom and stop being lazy. So screenshot header. What we want to do is go to config and change that features to screenshot. So screenshot or screenshots. Let's put in screenshots for now, and let's press save. Okay, let's go right to the top and refresh. And now when we press on screenshots, it takes us straight to the screenshot gallery. Okay, so that's cool. We have that area sorted out quite nicely. So now that's done, let's head over to the design grid and start making our changes there. So as we scroll down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this H2, copy. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to paste this on here. So edit this instance, Control and V, and as we go down here to the tagline, edit this instance, Control and V. Okay, now this is a H3 tag, so I'm going to edit this instance, Control and C, and I'm going to add that to these sections here. Control. This colour is not the right colour, so let me make it a little bit lighter than black. About there. And we need to make sure that the capitalization is uppercase. So let me Control and C, and then paste that on there, Apps Magazine. Now, for some weird reason, there's a little bit too much margin on the bottom here. I'm going to add like a 10 pixel margin here, and also the letter, the line height is quite, it's not quite right. So if I edit on edit Inline CSS, if I scroll down here, and what I'll do is I'll copy this, and just above media queries I'm going to add another comment. I'm going to call this screenshots, and I'm going to add a small one and call this testimonial. I'm going to paste in that, and I'm going to make sure I put in a H2 tag. Okay, and after that I'm going to put in my line height, which I think 100% might be too small, so let's try 120. I think will be fine. Cool. So what we need to do now is add a background to this wrapper. So I'm going to right click on the wrapper, edit this instance, and the background I'm going to choose an image, and the image is going to be the iPad. I'm going to use this image. I'm going to make sure it doesn't repeat, so repeat, no tiling. The position, I want that to be center right. Okay, and let me see here. I think that's fine. What I need to do is maybe move this soul sections block down a little bit. So soul sections, I'm going to give this a 150 pixel margin, and I'm going to change the position of this image. So edit the wrapper again. I'm going to have that as top, at right top instead. That way it's always aligned with the text at the top here, because in the mock-up it's aligned there. I'm also going to take the padding out so then it aligns even more at the top. So this image now is just too low, so let me edit this, go back to the margin and bring this maybe up to about 100. We might be able to get away with 80. Yep, that's fine. So let's press save. And what we need is a bit of spacing between the top here, which we don't have, and spacing down here, which we don't have. So let's right click on the wrapper, edit this instance, and add a padding of 90. And again on the bottom we're going to add a padding of 90. We can actually add, let's have a look at 190. 190 I think might be better, or maybe 150. Yeah, so let's press save and refresh and see what that looks like. Cool. I'm not quite sure about this animation now because it looks a bit weird coming out of nowhere. So what I'm going to do is change the animation for the mobile. So edit this instance, sorry, open block options, and breakpoint, and we'll have it fade in from the left big. Let's press save and refresh. That looks so much more better. So much more better. So let's see what this looks like on mobile now. So I'm going to go to the resizer tool. and let's put this on mobile and see what happens. Of course, what happens is the background gets in the way. So let's get rid of the background, and we can do that easily by right clicking on the wrapper where it says wrapper unnamed. We're going to edit Inline CSS, scroll to the bottom, and we're going to copy this section, and where it's got our media only screen width and we've got our other wrapper there, we're just going to put a comma and paste in that one. Get rid of these brackets at the bottom, and let's press save, and let's refresh. And now when we scroll down, we have everything working how we want it to. Only issue is now though really is that there's a bit too much padding here, unnecessary padding, so we can maybe get rid of some of the padding on connecting these two here. So if we scroll up, right click on the screenshot gallery wrapper, and let's edit that Inline CSS. Okay, it's not there. Press it again. Let's copy this wrapper and put this underneath here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's say padding bottom, we'll give it 20 pixels instead. So let's press save and go back here. Oh no, it's not the bottom, is it? It's the top. So let's press, oh no, it is the bottom. What am I doing? Let's go back here and refresh. And now that's sort of more to the top. We can also get rid of some of the padding which is on this image, so, or the margin. So let's edit the instance of this image. Have to make sure that we close the CSS editor, because what you will notice is that you will click, if you've already got it open and then you click on edit Inline CSS, you won't actually see this, it will just be blank, so you have to close it properly. Okay, so let's paste that up there, and we are going to say margin top 10 pixels. Oops, what happened there? 10 pixels. Now all of this is starting to look a bit messy, so what I'm going to do is copy everything in my CSS editor, open up a new window and go to a website called dirtymarkup.com, and I'm going to paste in my markup here. I'm going to make sure I select CSS. I'm going to press to clean. What it does really is it gives the correct spacing for all my CSS and just cleans it up really. So I'm going to copy this, go back in here, delete that, and then paste that in there. Let's close that, go back and save. Let's go in here and refresh, and hopefully, yeah, it comes in when it needs to. Okay, so I think that is really it for this part of the tutorial. Let me just double check everything in the... It's not closing, never mind. Let's open it from here. So let's press screenshots. We're on the screenshot gallery now. That actually looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. So in the next part of the tutorial we're going to be talking about this section here, and we're going to be talking about this section here in the last part. So there's only two more to go. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.